in, that would be great. But we are thrilled to welcome you to our Lighthouse Virtual Academy Senior Meeting. Tonight is all about connecting with our families, sharing our vision for student success, and giving you a glimpse into the year ahead. It does go fast. So just enjoy it as it's going. All right. So one thing that I want to tell you is to make sure that you're looking at our website. Everything is on our website. Our daily schedule, paying for class and senior dues, school year calendar, monthly newsletter, and we have a great monthly newsletter that we put a lot of information in. So if y'all haven't been reading the newsletter, please do, because we try to put information in there, upcoming events, our upcoming shines will be in there, things like that. Anything that we feel like is really important for you guys, it's in there. The yearbook and senior ads is on there, school announcements. At the bottom, there's a little senior announcement. You just have to click through it and see what our senior announcements, what our school announcements are, sorry. And we also have some home zone school information on there and our contact us page. So if you ever need to contact us and you can't get us, you can always click on that page. Or if somebody's asking questions and you wanted to just send them to our website, they can click on that contact us page and get more information about the school. So tonight's agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about Georgia Futures, Georgia Match, taking the SAT and the ACT, talking about those application deadlines, November, which is Apply to College Month. So those are some things the main things that we're going to talk about tonight. So on Georgia Futures, this is Georgia's official platform for college and career planning. Students can use it to research colleges all across the state. They can explore different majors. They can compare programs. But one of the most useful features is the scholarship search tool. And this helps connect you to local and state scholarship opportunities. Most importantly, Georgia Futures is also where you apply for and track the Hope and Zell Miller scholarships. You will have to do your FAFSA to get the Hope or Zell Miller scholarship. That I don't think opens up. Last year it didn't open up till December. So we'll keep up with that, or try to keep up with that, and help you know when that is coming open. Ms. Carter, are we recording? Okay, just making sure. So these scholarships help to cover tuition costs for Georgia students who meet GPA and academic requirements and the rigor course requirements. So keeping grades up is very critical to getting the Hope Scholarship. Students and parents can also monitor the progress of applications through this site, which also helps to avoid missing deadlines. And finally, the platform links to financial aid information, so you can learn about grants, loans, and scholarships all in one place. And as I said, for almost all financial aid, you'll need to do that FAFSA. Like I said, I think last year it didn't open till December. I think in the past it has opened in October, but last year it didn't open till December. Georgia Match is new. It's an initiative that's launched by the state to make the college search and application process easier. It is so cool. I want to say in October, you're going to get a letter, and it's going to send you a personalized list of Georgia colleges and universities that your student is already qualified for. That doesn't mean that they are accepted. It just means they're qualified. This is a good fit for your student based on their GPA, their high school courses, and their academic record. And so this list is created from different data so students can see realistic, achievable options right away. And the program streamlines the application process by giving students a direct pathway to apply to those institutions. And the best part is that Georgia Match is free. You don't have to worry about application fees with Georgia Match schools. So it is to help reduce stress and save money and ensure that students see all of the opportunities available to them here in Georgia. Taking the SAT or the ACT. These are the two main college entrance exams. The SAT focuses on math, reading, and writing, while the ACT adds in science and has a slightly faster pace. And there are more sections to take, I also believe. Both are accepted at nearly every college, and there's not one that's better than the other. It really depends on the test and which one plays more to the student's strengths. Some colleges are also test optional, so please look at the college to make sure they might not even require one of the tests for the school. So make sure that you look at the colleges that with your student that your student is looking at to make sure that that they actually need the SAT or the ACT. Many scholarships like the Hope and Zell Miller program still require a test score. Zell Miller does for sure because you have to have a 2.7 plus you have to have, I believe, a 1200 on the SAT, or I think it's a 25 on the ACT. I suggest that you could take at least one of these by the fall of your senior year. That way you have enough time to take it again. And I know if you're keeping up on Miss Walden's the counselor corner, she's putting up test dates. So, and she's also putting up registration dates so that you know I've got to do it by this date. Um, I suggest looking on Amazon because you can get the test practice booklets. They're fairly cheap. You could get one of each, and in those books, there's practice tests. There's also online resources that are free. Parents, it's also important to remember that fee waivers are available. They're different now. It used to be that the fee waivers automatically went to the schools. SAT does not anymore. So you really have to look at the SAT site. I think you have to apply for it online and then it gets sent to the school. ACT, you can check with the counselor at your home zone school to see if there are waivers for the ACT. Usually they'll give you one waiver. So make sure that that you check for those so that the testing does not have to be a financial burden. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes that students make is missing deadlines. So early action deadlines are usually in October and November. And then regular decision is usually in January and February. Applying early can sometimes give students priority consideration, but they're also looking at a lot of other things that those students have for early action. Typically, regular decision is where they're going to make all their all the main decisions and that's usually during January and March. So each college sets its own schedule, so students and parents, you've got to keep up with different multiple timelines. And on top of that, there's the FAFSA deadline that I talked about. And meeting those early can increase your students' chances of receiving an acceptance to the school or more financial aid. My biggest piece of advice is just don't wait until the last minute. Submitting early, even if you're not doing early action, if you just get it in a little early, it will help reduce your stress. It gives you time to fix mistakes. On Georgia Futures, I believe that's also where you're going to see the Common App is on there. And a lot of a lot of the colleges in the state use Common App, and you can apply for colleges at the same time using Common App. So don't miss out on opportunities. And so a good strategy is to create a calendar or a checklist with all your application and scholarship deadlines. Um, look for that Common App because that will be an important thing to look at because, like I said, a lot of the schools, you can apply to a lot of schools at one time. November is Apply to College Month, and this is another way that you can save some money. It's a statewide initiative that helps seniors to take that first big step toward higher education. And so during this month, many colleges waive application fees. One thing that I did notice last year, it's mainly the state colleges. Most of our private colleges, some do waive the application fees, some don't. But it does make it a great time to save money. And the schools and counselors also, we provide extra support. We help students walk through the process. We do try to have a apply to college night. We'll work on having an apply to college week this year. And then having at least one event that's in person so that we can help with that. Last year, we had Ms. Card, Mr. Phillips, and myself working with students trying to get them applied to college, and they did a great job. And so at Lighthouse Virtual Academy, we will be encouraging seniors to apply during this time so that they don't feel alone in the process. And so parents, this is a perfect time for you to sit down with your student and look at the list of colleges that they're interested in and submit those applications together. Apply to College Month is really about kickstarting the college journey and removing those barriers, whether it's financial or procedural, that might hold a student back. Last year, we did our college night at Columbus Public Library. This year, there's a possibility we'll do it at St. Mary's Elementary School. We have the internet there. Students would just need to bring their computers with them, and we would have a little bit more room. The room at the library is not huge, and we've got 43 seniors this year. I'm so excited that we have 43 seniors. It is amazing to me. All right, for my Shaw students and my Jordan students, you have already heard a little bit about your cap and gowns. You should see juniors. They had a meeting if you're walking with them at Jordan a couple of weeks ago, and Shaw had one last week, and I just saw Miss Alexander today from Shaw, and she said that they're going to be having a senior meeting coming up. And that's where they're talking about caps and gowns. And if you're planning to walk with your home's school, keep up with these dates because those are real important. I think almost every one of our schools orders from Bow and Grad, and we can help you with that, with ordering your cap and gown. So they're already starting to order cap and gowns at the high schools. You don't have to order them right now. You can wait if you need to. So, but I wanted to make sure that we talked about cap and gowns because it does creep up on us really, really fast if we wait till after the first of the year. So I'm just going to tell you, there are a lot of different packages on the cap and gowns. All you're required to buy is just the cap and the gown and the tassel. And to get to that, you have to go all the way to the very last page at the very bottom. The very bottom square is the one that is going to be just the cap and gown and the tassel. We do ask that you buy your cap and gown from your home's own school. That way, when we do have graduation, all of our high schools are represented at graduation. I do want to talk about that just for a minute. Our graduation is, hang on, I think it's May 18th.
19th.
May 19th. Thank you, Ms. Card. It is May 19th. And at this point, I don't know where, because the museum is not big enough for us anymore. It was good for 20 seniors, but for 43 seniors, it is not big enough for us to have your parents and your family, and for us to do at least 10 tickets for all of you. So I will let you know as soon as we have secured a place for that. But our seniors have the opportunity. There are three different options. They can walk with their home zone school only. They can walk with us only, or they can walk with both. They can walk with our school and they can walk with their home zone school. So in January, we will send out a form and you will have to decide, am I walking with both schools? Am I just going to walk with Lighthouse, or am I only going to walk with my home zone school? So be thinking about that so that when you do get that form, you have an idea of what you plan to do. Your yearbook is in your senior dues, so you don't have to actually pay separately for your yearbook. We added that into the senior dues, and we do need senior dues to get in as soon as possible. We have to pay for where we're going to do our dinner, and so that is part of your senior dues as well, is your senior dinner. So we need those to get in as soon as possible. Your yearbooks, we have senior ads, and if you check at your home zone schools, they're not just $50 and $100. I think a whole page is about $300 in your home zone schools, and a half a page is about $150. We did not want to do that. We want to keep it financially feasible for you guys, and so we just did $50 for a half a page and $100 for a whole page, and then you get to design the page with Miss Gunnels. And Miss Gunnels does a great job with our yearbook, and we're real excited about it. I'm going to talk about a field trip that's coming up, but before that, I want to talk about next week. Our seniors have an opportunity to participate in a program called LOT, which is Local Opportunities for Today and Tomorrow. That is sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. It is at the Columbus Civic Center, and our seniors that are here, thumbs up if y'all have already heard about LOT and you're working on a resume. Okay. I see some thumbs. That is awesome. But there are going to be industries, is it 5 or 6 industries at LOT, that our students will have the opportunity to be talking to employers. It's a little recruitment fair for our seniors, and that's why we're asking them to dress in business casual and to bring their resume. So what we have done is they should be working on their resume. How many of y'all are working on your resume in ILT? Okay, I see some thumbs. Awesome. All right, so what you're going to do is you'll just email it to either me or Miss Card, and we're going to print them. I've got nice resume paper that I'm going to print on, and so when you meet Miss Gunnels and Mr. Phillips in the front of the Civic Center, they're going to have your resumes with them so that you can hand out to potential employers. And these are employers that are looking for people for entry-level positions. It's also an opportunity for our students who might not be looking for a job the minute they get out of high school, but they do want to do the recruitment and see what job that they want. What do they need to do? Do they need to go to college? Do they need to go to a trade school? do that, are they going to do on the job training? So they can find out from the employers there what they actually need for the job they want. So that's why we're doing resumes for them to take with them, and just no jeans, a collared shirt for the boys, um, you know, slacks or a skirt for the girls, um, business casual, so that you're putting your best foot forward, because these are potential employers that could employ you in the future. So you want to give the best impression that you can. So that is next week. And our seniors go on Wednesday, and they will meet in the front of this Columbus Civic Center with Mr. Phillips and Miss Gunnels at 11:15. And then if they're not driving and they're being dropped off and picked up, they'll need to be picked up. We'll be finished by 1, so that'll give them 15 minutes to get out front. And so if we could have them picked up by 1:15, that would be wonderful. Now, our next field trip for our seniors is, I moved the wrong thing, is our Multicultural Lit and AP Lang classes. And it is at the Springer Opera House, and it is to see the play Dracula, A Comedy of Terrors. And it is on October 23rd. It is $12, and it is payable on My Payments Plus. And I think we have to send in the money by September 15th. Is that Friday or Monday? Monday. Okay. Monday. So you do have to provide your own transportation to and from the Springer, just like with any of our other field trips. And then our last thing that I have is we're going to have LVA Spirit Week this year, and it is October 20th through the 24th. This is also the week that we'll have our first shine. So our Wednesday will be our high school shine day, and then Friday is our middle school shine day. So on Monday we have Crazy Hair Don't Care Day. Tuesday is Team Spirit Day, and you wear your sports apparel. Miss Martin will be wearing Georgia Bulldog apparel. And Wednesday is high school teal versus navy day. So some high schoolers who's wearing teal and who's wearing navy? Mr. Phillips.
I believe we're going to split it up so that the classes are an even size. So I want to say it'll be sophomores and seniors. We'll do Navy, and then freshmen and juniors will do the teal.
Okay. All right. Perfect. That sounds great. And then Thursday is our Think Ahead Thursday. So that's our Dress for Success Career Day. And then Friday for our high school, it is Flashback Decades Day. So we have some fun days for them during LVA Spirit Week. And that's also our first shine. Now, that is what I have for tonight. We will have another senior meeting as we get closer to needing to apply to colleges and things like that. Please ask any question. I'm going to stop sharing now.